2023. The Hindu News Analysis. Let us see the first table of contents. First article is relevant for India's mining policy shift. Mines and Mineral Development and Regulation Amendment Bill 2023 has been passed by the Indian Parliament. The aim is to attract the private sector investment in exploring the critical and deep-seated minerals in the country. Next article talks about material LK99 and search for a room temperature superconductors. Superconductivity is a phenomenon occurring in a certain material, generally at very low temperatures, characterized by exactly zero electrical resistance and the exclusion of the interior magnetic field. In simple words, for some materials, the resistivity vanishes at some low temperature and they become superconducting. Such materials are called superconductors. There are 4 properties in this: electrical resistance, magnetic, thermodynamic and spectroscopic properties. Next article is Supreme Court to appoint all-women panel to oversee relief in Manipur. This is relevant to GS3 paper security. This article talks about Manipur crisis, and the committee will supervise and intervene and monitor relief and rehabilitation in the strife-torn state. Top court says it will appoint retired IPS officer Dattatreya Patsaljigar to monitor the overall investigation of case registered during the violence. Next prelims articles relevant for prelims are Malabar exercise, India, Myanmar, Thailand trilateral highway and ECOWAS. The first article talks about economies, GS paper 3, India's mining policy shift. The context of the article we had already said. It's about Mines and Mineral Development Regulation Amendment Bill 2023 has been passed by Indian Parliament. It aimed to attract the private sector investment in exploring critical and deep-seated minerals in the country. The bill puts 6 minerals including lithium into a list of critical and strategic minerals. The exploration and mining of these 6 minerals, previously classified as atomic minerals, were restricted to the government-owned entities, and the bill declassifies these from atomic minerals list, and they are beryl, beryllium, lithium, niobium, titanium, tantalum and zirconium. How much of India's critical minerals are important means the clean energy transition of countries including India seeking to meet their net zero emission goals are contingent on the availability of critical minerals such as lithium, which has also been called white gold, and other including cobalt, graphite and rare earth elements. These are also crucial for the manufacture of semiconductors used in small electronics, defense and aerospace equipment, telecommunication technologies and so on. The lack of availability of such minerals or the concentration of their extraction or processing in a few geographical locations leads to import dependency, supply chain vulnerabilities and even the disruption of these supplies. For instance, China has majority ownership of cobalt mines in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where 70% of world's cobalt is mined. China has by far the largest amount of reserves REE, rare earth element, of any country in the world, followed by Vietnam, Brazil and Russia. Moving on into the next slide, here we will talk about rare earth elements. What are rare earth elements? Before that, we will look into the Mines and Mineral Development Regulation Amendment Bill, which was introduced in Lok Sabha on July 26, 2023. The bill amends the Mines and Mineral Development Regulation Act 1957. The act regulates the mining sector. For regulation, the act classifies mining-related activities into reconnaissance, which involves a preliminary survey to determine the mineral resources. Prospecting, which includes exploring, locating or proving the mineral deposits. Mining the commercial activity of extraction of minerals. Reconnaissance to include subsurface activities. The act defines reconnaissance operation as operation that is a private sector undertaken for preliminary prospecting, includes aerial survey, geophysical, geochemical surveys. It also includes geological mapping. The act prohibits pitting, trenching, drilling, subsurface excavation as a part of reconnaissance. The bill allows these prohibited activities. Next one is exploration license for specified minerals. The act provides for following types of concession: reconnaissance permit for reconnaissance, a prospecting license for prospecting, mining lease for undertaking mining, and composite license for prospecting and mining. The bill introduces an exploration license which will authorize either reconnaissance or prospecting or both activities for specified minerals. The exploration license will be issued for 29 minerals specified in the 7th schedule, and these includes gold, silver, copper, cobalt, nickel, lead, potassium, and rock phosphate. These also include 6 minerals classified as atomic minerals under the Act: beryl, beryllium, lithium, niobium, titanium, tantalum, and zirconium. The bill declassifies them as atomic minerals. Unlike other minerals, prospecting and mining of atomic minerals is reserved for government entities under the Act. Let us see how much of India's critical minerals are important. Means major economies including US, UK, European Union in the recent past have moved to serve the supply chain resilience for such minerals and to reduce the reliance of their availability on countries like China. India's Ministry of Mines in June this year came out with a list of 30 minerals critical to the country's economic development and national security. However, India is highly dependent on import for majority of minerals on this list. For instance, as per the figure quoted by Ministry, India is 100% import dependent on countries including China, Russia, Australia, Saudi Africa, and USA for the supply of critical minerals like lithium, cobalt, nickel, niobium, beryllium, and tantalum. Also for deep-seated minerals like gold, silver, copper, zinc, lead, nickel, cobalt, platinum group elements, and diamonds, which are difficult and expensive to explore and mine as compared to the superficial or bulk minerals, India depends largely on imports. For instance, in 2020 to 2023, India imported close to 12 lakh tons of copper worth over 27,000 crore as per the official figures. The role of private sector in critical mineral explorations are: India's unique geological and tectonic setting is conducive to hosting potential mineral resources, and that this geological history is similar to the mining rich regions of Western Australia and Eastern Africa. The primary step to discovering mineral resources and eventually finding economically viable reserves in mineral exploration, which comes in various stages before mining. The stages of exploration are divided as per the UN framework for classification of resources into G4 reconnaissance, G3 prospecting, G2 general exploration, G1 detailed exploration. Notably, it is estimated that India was explored just 10% of its obvious geological potential, less than 2% of which is mined, and the country spends less than 1% of the global mineral exploration budget. Majority of the exploration projects have been carried out by Geological Survey of India, other PSUs, with very little private sector participation. The role of private sector in critical mineral explorations are: India's mining policy had kept greenfield exploration of minerals out of the purview of the private sector explorers for some years, which meant they could only get license to further prospect and mine the resources that had been explored by a government entity. Indian PSUs were in a relatively better position to explore the superficial and bulk minerals like coal and iron ore. They had not fared well when it came to deep-seated and critical minerals. The new bill seeks to bring exploration process in India at par with that of developed countries by getting private sector capacity into exploration. Let us see the mineral policy in India. Mines and Minerals Development Regulation Act 1957 was inadequate to boost the private sector participation. Let us see the where in the world are all rare earth elements. China, Vietnam, India, Brazil, and Russia has these rare earths. 17 rare earth elements are yttrium, cerium, lanthanum, erbium, terbium, ytterbium, holmium, scandium, samarium, thulium, praseodymium, neodymium, dysprosium, europium, gadolinium, lutetium, and prothemium are the rare earth elements discovered from 1788 to 1947. There are 17 rare earth elements. Next, moving on into the next article that is relevant for GS paper 3, that is science and technology, that is beyond the hype. This article talks about the independent verification is crucial on claims about material LK99. This article talks about the superconductors and the quest for room temperature superconductors. Superconductivity is a set of physical properties observed in certain materials where the electrical resistance vanishes and magnetic fields are expelled from the material. Any material exhibiting these properties is a superconductor. South Korea, the material LK99 is a superconductor. Definition of superconductivity is a phenomenon occurring in certain materials, generally at very low temperature, categorized by exactly zero electrical resistance, exclusion of interior magnetic field. In simple words, for some material, the resistivity vanishes at some low temperature and they become superconducting. Such materials are called superconductors. The four properties are electrical resistance, magnetic and thermodynamic and spectroscopic properties. Moving on into the next thing, that is superconductors. Scientists have been looking for such materials for decades. Now for their ability to transport heavy currents without any loss, a property that could revolutionize industrial and medical application. In the last weeks of July, researchers in South Korea said that they have discovered that a material called LK99 is a room temperature superconductor work at an ambient pressure. It is a copper substituted lead apatite. All the claims of scientists having found a room temperature superconductor so far have failed to withstand the independent scrutiny. A room temperature and pressure superconductor is an immensely valuable thing attached to significant material as well as scientific prestige. This could prompt the scientists to rush to publish their result before proper data verification. Thus, independent verification by qualified scientists become crucial. You have to note down the areas of superconducting application, that is in science, medical, transportation, industrial and energy. Accelerator, NMR, SMES, MRI, fusion, high field magnet, SI crystal growth, magnetic separation, maglev, electric aircraft, generators, motors, SFCL, induction heaters, cables and transformers. Low field regions, operating field, high field regions. These are all other things that you have to note down. After that, we will see the next article that is relevant for GS paper 3, security. Supreme Court to appoint all-woman panel to oversee relief in Manipur. It is talking about Manipur crisis. And in this, by order of the Supreme Court, a bench headed by Chief Justice of India took the following decision to help out the affected people in Manipur: to appoint 3 former women High Court judges to provide healing touch, to order DGPs of 6 states to name 6 DIG rank officers to take charge of 6 SITs each to enforce the multiple layers of monitoring and of the investigation, to make 5 officers of the rank DSP or SP from other states part of CBI, to make the officers carry on the investigation under the supervision of CBI joint directors. Next, moving on into the prelims articles that is relevant for prelims. First article talks about, it's related to international relations, Malabar exercise to be held in August 11 to 21. This article talks about Malabar exercise. Let us know some of the facts that is relevant for prelims. Malabar exercise was started off in 1992 as a bilateral naval exercise between India and US navies. In 2015, Japan joined the exercise Malabar, making it a trilateral naval exercise. In 2020, Australian Navy had joined the Malabar exercise, making it a quadrilateral naval exercise. Earlier, Australia joined the exercise in 2007. It's Japan and Singapore is also in 2007, so it becomes a multilateral exercise. India, Australia, Japan, US are all in the Malabar exercise. In 2015, Japan re-invited and permanently become a trilateral, and then 2020, Australia and India, and it become quadrilateral exercise, and then it becomes a multilateral exercise after the after the 2020s. Okay, let us see what is AUSIN index, that is a India-Australia bilateral naval exercise. Sea Power Conference that it is hosting from November 7 to 9. Defense source said India was likely to attend it. It is a 31st edition of Malabar multilateral exercise comprising India, Australia, Japan and US will held off Sydney from August 11 to 21 as Australia hosts its Sea Power Conference that is hosting from November 7 to 9. Next article talks about previous government did not focus on building infrastructure at LAC, actual line of control, Jaishankar. The map of the proposed India-Myanmar-Thailand highway. See this. It is a map of India and Myanmar, Thailand, Thailand highways. Okay. Next, moving on into the Kaladan multimodal transit project. In this 1962 war, okay, it's infrastructure. Previous government did not focus on the building infrastructure at line of actual control, Jaishankar said due to 1962 war and 2004 defensive, and Modi government is in power now. So let us see what's happening. In the Kaladan multimodal transit project, it starts from Kolkata to Sitwe Port. Sitwe Port is near in Myanmar. That all we know. Kolkata is in near Bangladesh. This both through sea route it had a 539 kilometer. Have to note down the areas here: Aziwal, Langlai, Zorin Pew, and the kilometers between them is 87, 49, 60, 158, and Kaladan river is flowing near the Sitwe port. Okay, that is what this article is about. Doklam, India, Nepal, Kathmandu, Nepal, Birganj is there. In Bihar, Madeshi's Terai, you should know down, and the things like Bhutan, where is the Doklam is located, you have to know down that also. Next article talks about West African bloc ECOWAS to meet Niger coup on Thursday. This article talks about Niger coup, that is a military junta that is in West African Sahel regions, radicalism, terror, ISIS, Boko Haram and all. Most importantly, you have to know ECOWAS, what it is. ECOWAS, that is the Economic Community of Western African State, also known as CEDEAO, that is CEDEAO in French and Portuguese. It is a regional political economic union of 15 countries located in West Africa. Collectively, these countries comprise an area of about 511,461 kilometers square, and in 2019 the estimated population is over 387 million. Okay, ECOWAS also serves as a peacekeeping force in the region, with the member states occasionally sending joint military forces to intervene in the bloc's member country at the time of political instability and unrest. That's all. Practice questions for mains for you today are: discuss the changes introduced in India's mining policy through Mines and Minerals Development Regulation Amendment Bill 2023 for 250 words. And the second question, examine the features of the superconductors and their potential applications. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Do subscribe for more updates. Thank you. Have a nice day.